So today I'm going to be doing a video on getting your first interview and trying to ace it. I'm going to go through a few generic different topics or points for your first interview and my takes on them, and also throw in there a lot of personal experience. This came up from someone who reached out to me through my YouTube channel and was asking me for help for their first interview. And so I was thinking if it can help them, it can definitely help you. So the first one is going to be to know the job description. So, I guess first trying to look up the company in general, just to kind of get a gist of like what they do, how long they've been doing it, different questions like that. But know their job description just so generally let's say for pay what to ask for, if it actually lists the amount of pay for the job, and also how your skills would be best used in the role, because that'll probably be a question that comes up a little bit later. And generally what you'll be doing so you don't have to ask that type of question during the interview. So practicing common questions. So, like I said, anything to have to do with the actual company itself, you probably want to practice and take a look at and see what they do, how long they've been doing it for, maybe what are your best strengths, what are your worst weaknesses. Things change, but so the next one is going to be prepare your questions. So pretty much the same as the practice your common questions. So to prepare your questions, look through what you think that they may ask you, and so that you know what to ask back to them, and that you're not asking things that you assume that they'll probably, ask you or have it answered. And that could be, how early do benefits kick in? Let's say one of the ones that I like to ask is how long the 401k vesting period is, because different 401ks have different vesting periods. Some may be 2 years, some may be 5 years. So you want to know how long you're going to have to stay at the company before you can get the match that they basically give to you, because that's what the vesting period is, how long before you get to keep the match for your 401k. And the match is important because we're investing in ourselves over here. Yeah, we ain't letting that match go to waste. That ain't happening. Dress appropriately. So this is definitely going to be a big one. You want to, especially in the very beginning stages, make sure that you kind of put your best foot forward, because they know that you don't know anything pretty much. Even at my point, in my interviewing career and for this specific career field, estimating, I still have people who will tell me during an interview that they're not necessarily so much worried about if I really know what it is that they actually do per se, and more that I show that I'm an okay person that's going to be cool to be around and who's going to show up and do the job, and seems somewhat high speed, I guess you can say. For those who don't know what high speed is, I guess on it, like sharp. Body language matters. Don't do this. Do this, or maybe have an arm up on the table. But this relaxed posture that you're seeing right now versus this is closed off, as you can see, which is my arms being crossed if you're not looking at the video right now. Having your arms beside you, opening up your chest, means that you're not as defensive. And that's just one thing. There's a few others. If you have to pretend to, be excited about the position and have excited body language, react to different questions, make sure you're looking at the person who's talking to you. Those are different things that you can do with your body to show that you care about the position. Be concise and relevant. So concise means short, pretty much, and that's what most people kind of know language wise, like being short with someone, to not going on and on constantly, like let's say a YouTuber about a different or a random topic. And also make sure that it's actually relevant to what it is that you're trying to do, which makes sense. That's what you're trying to that's where you're trying to do in an interview, is to show someone that you are pretty much reasonable and a coherent person on a normal basis. So be relevant, be short, get to the point. Got it. Follow up. Now, this is going to be one of the ones to where so on your first interview, go ahead. It's probably been a while since, let's say, you've been out of college, or, maybe you're getting out of high school and are looking for your first position. So do what you can do. But in my personal experience, following up it's almost a waste of time. Like, I could almost be using that time following up to look for new jobs and apply to new jobs, of course. So give or take, that's just coming from someone who's actually been, out here and putting out, I think I've put out more, thousands probably at this point, of applications throughout my time being an estimator, which has only been, 5 years or whatnot. But I like to keep myself in the market. I like to see where my skills can be most highly compensated at, of course. And that's just me. Practice active listening. So this is not your girlfriend that you're going on this interview with. This is someone who you want to be employed by. So actually try to listen to them and what they say, so that whenever you say something back to them, it is relevant and concise, as we were talking about before, to the point. Like, listen to what they say, and you be good. And stay calm and positive. I've had interviews to where I've had actually some pretty rough interviews. I've had a dude pretty much tell me I had no idea what the heck I was doing before. I had someone pretty much blow me off, halfway throughout the interview, especially on something that I had done years, and that was specifically a drywall company that blew me off. But at the same time, I've had plenty of great interviews, and I've also worked at several places, so not all of them were bad. But just saying, be calm, be positive. Maybe one that you don't think that you're gonna get actually comes through, and maybe later on. But either way, getting mad about one specific interview isn't gonna help you. Numbers are key here. A lot of applications out, a lot of interviews completed, a job eventually, and maybe even competing positions. Because I remember one time I was in a bidding war between two companies for estimating. So these have been the 9 different tips that I've kind of picked up over time, and the interviewing that I've been doing. I don't think that these things would be that drastically different than any other career field. I mean, this is, mine is estimating, and which is an engineering career field, and these should be relevant to you whether you're a software developer or a nurse. So check the link in the description below. I have a bunch of different things related to basically getting you to an interview and putting your butt in an interviewer's or employer's chair so you can start working and start collecting money. That's what that does. Transforms you from being broke to being an estimator. Yeah. Also, like, share, and subscribe, and I appreciate your view. Thank you.